Let's get right into it. Number 9. The Hicc-pocalypse. You're sitting there having a perfectly normal day when suddenly your diaphragm decides to throw a tiny convulsive fit. That's right, you've got hiccups, a weird jerky spasm of the muscles around your ribs and throat that makes you sound like a frog attempting to speak human. But here's the unsettling part. Despite countless hours of scientific inquiry, no one actually knows for sure what the point of hiccups is. Why would our bodies evolve a reflex that serves no obvious purpose, can be incredibly annoying, and sometimes lasts for days on end? Scientists have come up with a few theories, but they all sound like a bunch of nervous guys in lab coats just making stuff up. One theory suggests it's a leftover reflex from our amphibian ancestors when we were little tadpoles getting ready to breathe on land. Another one posits that it's simply a vestigial action from fetal development, serving some purpose for the baby in the womb, but being completely useless afterward. Think of it as your body's way of reminding you of your awkward past, a hiccup-induced biological ghost. Whatever the reason, we're all just out here, periodically sounding like we're glitching while our bodies do something mysterious and totally pointless. And no, a spoonful of sugar won't fix it. It just makes your mysterious glitch sweeter. Number 8. Exploding head syndrome. You're finally drifting off to sleep. Your body is relaxed, your mind is quiet, and then a deafening explosion goes off inside your skull. Except there's no explosion. No one else heard it. It was all in your head. Welcome to a little-known, incredibly unsettling condition known as exploding head syndrome. It's exactly what it sounds like, a sudden loud noise that only you can hear, often described as a bomb, a gunshot, or a crashing wave. It usually happens right as you're falling asleep or waking up. The worst part? It's completely harmless. Your body isn't actually short-circuiting, and your brain isn't planning to go nuclear. It's just an auditory hallucination. But knowing that doesn't make it any less terrifying when you're jolted awake by a phantom sonic boom. Psychologists think it might be a weird hiccup in the brain's off switch. The moment your brain is supposed to be turning down its sensory processing for sleep, it fires off one last massive and entirely fake noise instead. Basically, your nervous system is throwing a tantrum in your honor. Number 7. The phantom sense of smell. Have you ever walked into a room and smelled something that isn't there? The faint whiff of a barbecue when you're indoors, the sudden scent of fresh-cut grass in the middle of winter, or a particularly unsettling aroma of something burning when you know for a fact your stove is off. This bizarre phenomenon, known as phantosmia, is basically your brain playing a cruel olfactory trick on you. It's a sensory hallucination, and it's surprisingly common. We understand how it works on a surface level. The brain's signal processing system for smells gets a little cross-wired and creates a scent out of thin air. But the why of it is still a total mystery. Why does your brain suddenly decide to make up a smell? It could be a weird side effect of a cold, an old head injury, or a temporary neurological glitch. Think of it as your brain's equivalent of a pop-up ad, a random, unsolicited piece of information that you don't need and probably don't want. And while the occasional scent of phantom baking cookies is a pleasant surprise, it's far more likely to be something foul and unsettling, like smoke or a mysterious chemical. Your brain, it seems, prefers to keep things weird. Number 6. The inexplicable sense of being watched. You're alone, the house is quiet. You're just minding your own business, scrolling through your phone when the tiny hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You get that chilling, undeniable feeling that you are not, in fact, alone. That someone or something is watching you. You whip your head around, nothing. Your brain has convinced you that there's a lurking presence when all evidence points to the contrary. This is a very real and very weird evolutionary quirk. We have an area in our brain called the temporal parietal junction, and it's responsible for creating a cohesive self by integrating all the sensory information from your body. But sometimes, this area gets a little confused and registers your own body in a way that feels like it's outside of you. Your brain takes this mismatched information and, in a desperate attempt to make sense of it, creates a narrative. A silent watcher. It's an ancient survival mechanism that was once useful for spotting predators or enemies, but in our modern world, it mostly just gives you the creeps. Basically, you are the ghost you're afraid of. Number 5. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, ASMR. Ever watched a video of someone whispering into a microphone or tapping their fingernails on a wooden table and felt a shiver run down your spine? Not a creepy shiver, but a pleasant, tingly one that starts on your scalp and spreads down your neck. Congratulations, you've just experienced ASMR. It's a physical response to specific sounds or visuals, often described as a brain orgasm, and millions of people seek it out for relaxation and stress relief. The strange part? Scientists have no idea why it happens. It's not a medical condition or a recognized neurological phenomenon. It's just a thing our brains can do. Some researchers believe it might be linked to a release of endorphins and oxytocin, the feel-good chemicals that regulate social bonding, which would make sense given that many of the triggers, like soft whispers or gentle personal attention, mimic acts of intimacy. Others think it's just a neurological quirk, a kind of pleasing cross-wiring in your sensory perception. We're essentially a species that can get high on the sound of someone crinkling a piece of paper. You can't make this stuff up. Number 4. Why we get the creeps. You're walking down a dark alleyway, and a sudden cold gust of wind blows past you. Every fibre of your being screams at you to run. That visceral, chilling feeling isn't just you being a wimp. It's a powerful and deeply ingrained evolutionary response. It's an ancient alarm bell ringing in your brain, telling you that something is wrong. But what exactly is the brain reacting to? Scientists believe that getting the creeps is a survival instinct based on what's called threat detection. Your brain is constantly scanning your environment for potential dangers, and when it encounters something that doesn't fit a familiar pattern, a person walking too close, a shadow that moves strangely, or a sound that's just a little bit off, it sends out a threat-detected signal. This is why things that are almost, but not quite human, are often the creepiest. Dolls with unblinking eyes, robotic voices that are just slightly off-key, or clowns with unsettling painted smiles. Your brain is trying to categorize this thing, and when it can't, it defaults to a warning signal. The result, a perfectly normal person walking down the street can make you feel uneasy for a reason you can't even articulate. Number 3. Sleep paralysis. You wake up in the middle of the night, but something is wrong. You can't move. You can't speak. You feel a terrifying weight on your chest, and your eyes dart around the room as you see a dark figure standing in the corner. You're completely lucid, fully aware, but your body is a prison. This is sleep paralysis, and it's one of the most terrifying phenomena your body can conjure up. This isn't a bad dream. It's a terrifying bug in your brain's operating system. Normally, when you enter REM sleep, your brain paralyzes your body to prevent you from acting out your dreams. This is a good thing. But sometimes you wake up before this paralysis has a chance to wear off. So your conscious mind is awake and screaming for help, but your body is still completely locked down. And because your brain is trying to make sense of this horrifying state, it can hallucinate shadowy figures or malevolent presences in the room with you. This is why so many historical accounts of demons, ghosts, and alien abductions are often eerily similar. Your brain, in its paralyzed state, is basically writing a horror movie starring you. Number 2. Placebo effect. Imagine you have a terrible headache. You take a pill, and a few minutes later, the pain is gone. You feel better. But what if that pill was just a sugar tablet? The placebo effect is one of the most mysterious and powerful phenomena in medicine. It's the idea that a fake treatment, or a pill with no active ingredients, can still cause a real physiological or psychological improvement in a patient's condition. We know it works. It's why all new drugs have to be tested against a placebo, but we have no idea how it works. Some theories suggest it's a result of psychological conditioning, or that the brain's expectation of getting better triggers the release of natural painkillers like endorphins. So, essentially, your brain has the ability to heal your body, but only if you successfully trick it first. It's a testament to the incredible power of the mind-body connection, and proof that our brains are far more capable than we give them credit for. They're just very, very gullible. Hush! Number 1. Phantom limb syndrome. Imagine losing an arm, but you can still feel it. You can feel a persistent itch on a hand that isn't there, or a cramp in a leg you no longer have. This is phantom limb syndrome, and it's a baffling condition that affects most people who have lost a limb. It's not just a memory, it's a physical sensation so real that people report trying to grab a cup with their missing hand. The unsettling mystery of this is that it proves your brain has a complete internal map of your body, and even when a physical part is gone, that mental map remains stubbornly intact. Scientists believe this happens because the area of your brain that once received signals from that limb is still active. The neurons are still there, looking for a hand that isn't coming. Your brain's map, starved of sensory input, starts to send out confused, jumbled signals that it interprets as pain, itching, or movement. It's like your brain is running an old software program on a body with missing hardware. The phantom limb is a powerful reminder that our reality isn't just what our senses tell us, it's a neurological construct, and a very strange one at that. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.